Fans have been worried ever since Chrisean Rock made headlines with her nearly 2-year-old son, Chrisean Jesus Porter, who is still unable to walk, talk, or keep his head up. Despite the fact that his illness is mostly the result of Croissant's actions during her pregnancy, Sis is still living in denial and acting rudely about it. This mess has been there ever since she showed him the world. It all started when Chrisean posted a video of herself holding up her baby at 4 months of age. In this video, she was expressing a great deal of emotion. They were discussing the pleasures of parenthood and her child's genius. But they were also taking note of the boy's head motions, his cat-like shrieking, and his poor hand-eye coordination, all of which were indicators of a medical issue. According to one worried individual, Chrisean Rock is denying Junior. He should be able to hold his head and chest while he is on his stomach, but he isn't making progress. He doesn't smile or coo either. She continued by saying that he is continuing to meow in this manner, and that the only things he can perceive are the smell of marijuana and her disagreeable body odor, a cat with poor hand-eye coordination. She is aware of these blogs that reveal her children, so I'm beginning to believe that she's trying to say something like, he's so smart, he's so intelligent, like, girl, he's doing things babies at 1 to 2 months old can do. Not 4 now, of course. Supporters of Croissant rushed to her aid, claiming that if her child had any issues, they were wholly inherited. Could you kindly explain to me why you all use this app and continuously pose as doctors without degrees, given that you all know so much about a baby that you don't have? What is the baby's diagnosis? The speculations about Crohn's substance use throughout her pregnancy are not false because there is sufficient proof and evidence that Chrisean did use drugs during her pregnancy. Blueface, Chan's lover, and the child's purported father even came out and voiced his opinions. Even though you don't know anything about that girl, the few TV clips you do watch show that many parents have kids with special needs, and the majority of them aren't brought on by drugs or alcohol. In a previous post, Chrisean Jr. expressed concern about his health, saying, "My son is not healthy because she drank, smoked, and got hit her whole pregnancy. She couldn't even take 1 month off." Let's talk about Chrisean Jr.'s meowing and wailing noises, which seem to indicate his distress and agony. The child's thorough internet study on the baby's health indicates that Chrisean Jr. is displaying signs of either crate or fetal alcohol syndrome. People couldn't help but notice Junior's dramatic sobbing in the background when Crow went live on Instagram a few months ago to address the criticism she received for having a large tattoo of Blueface's mugshot on her face. The poor baby sounded like he was having trouble breathing.
Because obviously he outside, he not happy. I'm outside and not happy. So that was the whole, process of okay. I'm sorry. Why your feelings be hurt like that? Okay. You have me crying.
That baby's cry was the loudest I've ever heard. After reading a scared mother's post, Crone was more focused on protecting that damn face than stopping her live stream to help her baby. Prior to the baby's birth, Charleston White recorded a video in which he worried about Chrisean's unborn child's premature birth. It appears that the man was correct to wager $5,000 that the child would not live at all, and an additional $2,000 that the infant would have autism if he survived childbirth, even if it sounded cruel and ridiculous at the time.
I want to put up $5,000 that Blueface and Chrisean Rock have a baby. Let's start making bets now. Come on now, I'm calling. I got $5,000 that Chrisean Rock and Blueface have a baby. Baby gonna be dumb in the. They not gonna have a healthy baby. I got on it right now. I got $2,000. I got a side bet that the baby don't make it. I got a $2,000 side bet that they baby don't make it. Who want to bet? If it ain't gonna be, it's gonna be autistic. Or if it ain't be autistic, it's gonna be a mute baby.
People immediately began comparing Junior's facial features to those of a youngster with fetal alcohol syndrome when Quan began posting live recordings of him. They discussed his low nasal bridge, small eye opening, small skull, and, most importantly, his speech, eyesight, low birth weight, and delayed growth. You now understand why that baby's cries sound like he's screeching. Chrisean Jr.'s eye condition, which is typified by his fixed gaze and lack of eye movements, has raised suspicions that he may be blind. However, there is no medical evidence to back up these claims, and many people have dismissed them as online rumors. Crowan has acknowledged that her child's behavior is typical of a baby.
Walking, playing football, everything. Who is y'all to tell me what he diagnosed with, and what he look like, what he sound like? Y'all don't know nothing about God, and y'all don't know nothing about nothing. You talking to me like that, so I rebuke everything y'all saying about my child, to be honest. But I like this, bro. You know why? Because all the glory to God, bro. Like, y'all gonna be looking real stupid.
However, the latest video of Junior has sparked worries once more. Just so you know, the child is almost 2 years old. Children at this age can recognize objects, obey simple instructions like picking up a toy, run and walk steadily, climb stairs, and start to form two-word sentences, according to a Google search. What is Chrisean's opinion on the entire circumstance? He's doing great, she says, but a user, Chrisean Rock, really pisses me off because your baby visibly needs some professional help and early intervention, but that would mean admitting to purposely drinking and engaging in unhealthy living. She disputes that she is responsible for harming her unborn child throughout your pregnancy. The problem is that Blueface has called her a mother on multiple occasions in public, particularly when he talked about Junior's lack of hernia surgery. As of right now, she is not the only awful parent in their relationship. She has been delaying the operation and missing the appointment since she is unfit. He shared Junior's hernia on social media to prove to the world that Crow was a mother. But why?
Why did you post the photo of the hernia? Because that blew the internet up.
It was taking too long. It was taking too long.
What was?
The hernia.
For her to get care?
Yeah, it was taking way too long. I wasn't notified until maybe a week after she had the baby. And then I'm telling her like she sent me the picture and I'm looking like, how is this okay for you? Like,
when he posted that, I didn't look at the photo
Let me
because
put my feet up, yo.
you sent him the photo because what? Like, explain.
This is his son, y'all. I'm like, he texts my phone about, you doing this, little baby. I'm like, bro, your son is about to go under anesthesia for a big hernia. Can I just at least get a little bit, like, do you care about our son's life right now, bro? Like, this what it looks like. I'm not capping. Can you calm down? I didn't know he was going to post it.
Blueface's mother, Carissa, now came out and discussed her worries, or perhaps more accurately, her heartbreak, about her grandson's health. Her claim that she couldn't tell when she saw the boy raises the question of whether the infant can tell the difference between staring at her and into space.
It crushed my heart to look at my grandbaby and see that, and that was my first time seeing it.
Oh, God.
And it did. It crushed my heart a little bit. It did. But I love all my kids no matter what I told you, whether they slow, need a helmet, whether they got nappy hair, whether they short, funny looking. I love all my grandkids, but I ain't gonna lie. My first initial thought when I saw him in that restaurant, it crushed me. And for her to say she wanted to stomp me out, girl, I can't even tell you what my mind wanted to do to you once I looked in his face and I didn't know if he was looking at me, you, or the air. I was hurt, genuinely hurt. But you know what I said? You know what? That's okay. That's okay. If he can laugh and he can cry and he can smile, he can still be a joy in this world.
Support is being sought so that this vulnerable infant can receive the care he requires rather than continuing to live with his mother, who is refusing to acknowledge that her child is clearly in need of medical care.
So it's been confirmed that Chrisean Jr. is in fact blind in both eyes. And that was confirmed by Clarissa Blueface's mom. And I'm telling you, I had to go back and watch the video to when they was in a restaurant, because that's the first thing my mind went to. They was in a restaurant and Chrisean was trying to like feed him mashed potatoes, and he wasn't like grabbing for the spoon. He wasn't even opening up his mouth, and it makes sense now because he could not see anything. Like, it all makes sense. He wasn't even really blinking. Like, he was just straight staring into the distance. And it's just sad. Like, we all knew like something was wrong, even though she did confirm some type of syndrome that causes him to like cry like he's a cat. They did confirm that. At least Clarissa confirmed that. I don't remember Chrisean confirming anything like that. But man, I mean, like, my heart really goes out to this little boy, because his mom was definitely smoking and drinking while she was pregnant. And we all seen her on Blueface and Chrisean little TV show. We seen her on the Bad Girls Club. We seen her out in the club.
We have talked about Chrisean Jr. and his careless parents as much as we can, so now you have to share your thoughts. See you at the next one. The baby's eyes are unblinking, wide-set, and far away, giving the impression of a fetus, but she won't admit it. To increase his mobility, he requires physical therapy. She is not a good mother and needs rehabilitation. She is mistaken to believe that when he becomes older, his problem will disappear.